Hello there and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Marta. Today is the 29th of July and I'm here again as always to give you a daily dose of the latest gaming news. Today I have some news for you concerning Saints Row 4 as the game has been denied classification in Australia for the second time. This is of course following a resubmission by Volition after it was denied classification the first time around. And this decision was made by a 3-member panel that has ruled against an Australian release for the game, again due to the game's inclusion of illicit drugs as an incentive or reward. And the Australian Classification Board last week told the website CBG that the code reassessed is for the same computer game Saints Row 4 that was classified by the Classification Board as refused classification, which basically means that the code assessed this time was the same used in the first application, which basically means that either they didn't make many changes or the changes they did make were not sufficient. But this does mean there's still hope for the game to be released in Australia, as according to the publisher Deep Silver, Volition is, quote, reworking some of the code to create a version of the game for this territory by removing the content which could cause offence. Now, of course, Saints Row 4 was the first game to refuse classification in Australia, despite the fact that, of course, they got the R18 plus classification in January, and of course, State of Decay was the second, literally a couple of days after, but that has now been released with some changes. Unfortunately, there's no more specifics on why the resubmission was rejected, but they'll be published by the board shortly. But to be honest, it sounds like they've already just touched on what the reason was, and it sounds like it's the use of illicit drugs as an incentive or reward. And interestingly, that was the same reason behind the denial of State of Decay's first try at Australian classification. They did not like how basically the game rewarded you for taking quote-unquote illicit drugs and all of that. So I do wonder what Volition actually changed in Saints Row 4, or if they didn't change anything at all, or if they just didn't change enough. It's really hard to say, but hopefully we'll get some more specifics soon. But it just sounds like it's the drugs problem again. It seems like that's a bit of a sore spot, with the Australian Classification Board, and Saints Row 4 is going to have to either rename the names of the drugs or what have you, like State of Decay did. They changed from stimulants to supplements, for example. Perhaps Saints Row 4 can do something similar to get the game published, and hopefully you guys in Australia can get a version that hasn't been tampered with too much, because I think most people's main concern is that they will have to change a lot of the game in order to get it published, but hopefully that's not actually the case. So hopefully they will actually get a version of the game that can be released in Australia. But it says a lot that the effective ban was unanimous throughout the board, so all 3 people felt exactly the same way. Not one person said, oh hey guys, maybe we should allow it. So it seems like they've still got a little bit of work to do concerning getting this game released in Australia. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.